All right, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for checking out the show. Um, excuse me. I am having some issues. I'm having some issues. I think I'm gonna have to shut it down and start back over. I think I'm gonna have to shut it down and start back over. Something's happening on Facebook. Looks like. Uh, looks like something's happening over here on Facebook. Hold on, I mean, hold on. Let me check it out again. See if it's fixed itself. Cause I couldn't. Hold on. Go here. Go here. Okay, that seems to be working now. Okay, seems to be working now. I couldn't. I couldn't log on. Oh, excuse me. Allergies, and I forgot to take the pills. It is what it is. All right, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Carolyn Smith first. I'm not reading all them other ones, Carolyn. I'm not reading all that other stuff, but you was first out the gate. Thank you, Carolyn, for checking out the show. Robert Willis, good afternoon. Robert Willis, second. Um, Erica Hummins. Erica Hummins, representing, I'm assuming Reading. I'm assuming Reading. She's third. Terry Anderson, representing downtown, fourth. Good afternoon. And rounding out the top five, Jacqueline Carter, representing Evanston. Good afternoon. Those are the top five. I appreciate you guys for checking out the show. I appreciate you guys. Sierra Brooks in house. Good afternoon, Sierra. She's representing Boston. She says, "Is anyone else having issues with the Facebook app?" I was having some issues. I was having some issues, and sometimes I log onto the Facebook app and it just keeps saying Brent Beard is watching with you. Brent Beard is watching with you. It just keeps giving me that update. Or, sometimes it'll be Jerica Vaughn is watching with you. Jerica Vaughn is watching with you. Jerica Vaughn is watching with you. And I'll be like, okay, I got it. What are they logging out and logging back on and then log out and log back on? Yeah, right now on my phone, Dina Johnson is watching. Dina Johnson is watching. It just keeps telling me that Dina is watching. Okay. Damn, Dina. I see you. No, it ain't Dina doing it. I don't, it's something. Oh, Brent Beard is watching. It's just, so Facebook need to work on their stuff. But I was having issues a few minutes before I started, or when I started the stream. But it seems to be okay now. All right. Nick Brown, representing beautiful Blue Ash. Good afternoon, Nick. Good afternoon. Dina Johnson in the house. Clearly. I got, well, now 4 things telling me that Dina is watching. No, two of them telling me Dina is watching. 2 of them telling me Brent is watching. And 1 of them telling me Jerica is watching. I don't want y'all to think y'all can't see that, can y'all? Y'all can't see it. Y'all can't see it. The camera's too far away. Y'all can't see it. But I was gonna show y'all. It's showing me. They just keep popping up. But Dina Johnson, good afternoon. Miss Pittsburgh in the house, and she's probably representing Wanted Hills. And yes, she's still an angel. Miss Pittsburgh in the house. She says, good afternoon. Here we go. All right. Thank you, Miss Pittsburgh, for checking out the show. Jacqueline Carter. I already said Jacqueline, but good afternoon to you again. Cedric B. Robinson. What's up, Cedric? Thank you for checking out the show. I appreciate you. Andrea Bustle, representing downtown. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Let's see. She says, Andrea says, good bless you. You probably meant God bless you. Because I sneezed. See, I be trying to understand. Y'all know my brain. If my brain sees good bless you, something malfunctions. And my brain want me to say, it ain't good bless you, it's God bless you. Even though there's another part of my brain, it's like, you know she meant God bless you. People make typos, but there is that part of my brain that can't let it go. So if I do that, please forgive me. It's almost an involuntary thing. But thank you. Thank you. Pamela Kinney, representing North Avondale. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. We got Mary Birch Lavender. She says, much love coming in from White Oak and sending much love to White Oak. Thank you for checking out the show. Thank you. Regina Denson Griffin, representing Madisonville. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. A few people saying, bless you. Thank you. Thank you. Diane Huddleston Angel says, hi. 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 Now, Diane, I thought you came to the church, right? That was you. You came to the church. It's been, over a week, and my brain be kind of, But that was you. You came to the church, right? You and your husband. And it was good to meet y'all. I believe that was you. But hi, Diane. Diane says, no, it wasn't Diane. Who was it then that came to the church? I thought it was, and you told me your name, and I was like, I'm going to shout her out. And you watch on a regular basis. Who came to the church? Came up to me, you and your husband. Y'all said hi. I'm just so bad with names. His name began with a T. That's about all I remember. His name began with a T. Okay. We'll keep it moving. But I did. I thought it was you, Diane. Let me see. Oh, Cedric says he's representing Coleraine Township. All right. Danny B. Dozier. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. He's representing Westwood. Daryl Carpenter in the house. He say, what up, beautiful people, in the chat. And he's shouting out all his haters. And he's representing the park. Bonita Gangs out there in Roseline. She's representing Roseline. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Edward Bentley. He says, Facebook is okay. Mine was messing up. It's okay now. It just keep telling me that the same people are watching over and over. Brent Beard is watching. I'm in real time. Well, I can't do it in real time because it's happened again. But another one just popped up. Brent Beard is watching. It told me. Brent, well, I don't. They need to work on it. Anyway, Fame. Good afternoon, Faye. Thank you for checking out the show. I'm repoing. Wait a minute. I think you meant repping for everyone. Okay. Daryl says they log off and on. That's why. No, they don't log off and on that much. They don't log off and on that much. I'm telling you. Shahira, she says, good afternoon. Happy Friday. She is present. She's representing Sycamore Township / Sharonville. This is a consistent number of days back to back this week. This is impressive. I'm guessing this means you won't be on tomorrow. I'm on regularly. You can catch me. It pretty soon it'll be Monday through Friday again. But you can catch me Tuesday through Friday at around 3 o'clock, maybe 3:30. And every once in a blue moon, I take a day off because stuff come up. Brent Beard, representing Dallas, Texas. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Did I say good afternoon, Shahira? Good afternoon, Shahira Shine. Good afternoon. Jerica Vaughn, she says, hola to you too. I appreciate you checking out the show. I said Brent Beard. He's representing Dallas, Texas. Good afternoon. David Martin representing Hebron. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Jerica says everyone sees the Who's Watching, but that often it just keep popping up. The same names. Your name done popped up. Scroll. Jerica. Your name done popped up. What was that, 5? Brent's has popped up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 times. Brent's has popped up 10 times. Brent is watching. All right. I don't know why it does that. And I don't, maybe Brent has logged on and off 10 times. Mary, why you always picking with me? James Benta says Vancouver is in the house. That's Vancouver, Washington. Good afternoon, James. Good afternoon. Tria in the house. Tria says, hey, King and everyone. Class has shown up. I gotta sit up straight because I'm like classy in the house. Jerica says, if you're friends with them, it notifies you they're on the platform too. It don't tell me everybody. And again, I don't need to know 10 times that Brent is watching and 6 or 5 or whatever times that you watching. Maria Smith, representing North College Hill. Good afternoon. Daryl says, did you see that NFL report I tagged you on? But I didn't. I saw it and I saw people commenting. The text was kind of small, so I couldn't see what new rule. No. I did read it. The NFL is doing away with like some coaching training program or something like that. I don't remember what it was called, but my understanding, just based on what I read, was it was like a minority kind of coaching portal thing, and they're doing away with that. If that's what you're talking about, I did see that. I'm not shocked, though. I'm not shocked about it at all. And if anyone is shocked, I'm shocked that they're shocked. Louis Talbert, good afternoon. Good afternoon. My OSHA says, did you forgive Lincoln when he said 16? He said the 16th capital. And then was mad at me because he said the 16th capital. That ain't my fault that you called it the 16th capital. Samuel Campbell Jr. says he's representing East Walnut Hills. Good afternoon, Moesha and Samuel Campbell Jr. I'm sorry, I can't take your call right now. I can't take it. Nat Turner, good afternoon. I appreciate you checking out. Diane says, I would have said something. Whoever it was did. They came up to me, they spoke. They said, I watch the show every day. My name is, I don't know why I thought that. I don't remember the name. I'm so bad with names. I should pray about that. Daryl said the Lord came to church. Yes, the Lord did come to church. Janice, my favorite. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Brenda Early representing Fairfield. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Brenda. Steban Speed out there in Westwood. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Let me see. When am I going back to Monday through Friday? I think in 2 weeks, but I can't really commit to that yet. But it is happening. It is happening. Dwayne Larkin representing Mount Airy. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Why were you hating on me in the Lincoln Wearing chat? No, you was hating on me. You was trying to instigate something. You are a hater and an instigator. I know haters when I see them, and I know instigators when I see them. I'm not going to say how I know, but I know. And you were doing both in the chat. Let's see. Lewis Johnson says, listen here, Emanuel Livingston, I believe Jabbar Chase. Okay. Ken, I'm saying your name, Ken. I have to say it singy so that he'll hear it. I'm saying your name, Ken. Ken in the house representing Virginia, although he's from Cincinnati. Good afternoon. Now that was a call on my phone is attached to my computer, and so that my phone was ringing, and so that was what you heard. Al Johnson representing Middletown. Good afternoon, Al. Appreciate you for checking us out. Tanika in the house, representing beautiful Orlando, Florida, but she's from Cincinnati. Good afternoon. Twin Eugene Joyner says, what's wrong with your collar? Again, I'm pulling it down. I don't know why I do that. I really don't know why I do that. There's nothing wrong with the collar. The collar is just fine. I pull my shirt down when I'm talking to y'all for whatever reason. I don't know why. So, and then that stretches it, and then it don't sit right. But the collar is just fine. There's nothing wrong with the collar. And there I go. I'm putting to stretch it again. I don't know why I do that. It's just something that I do. Let me see. He hates when he reads your comments about mistake. Oh, I love it. It cracks me up. Y'all know he read my comment and he attributed it to Pat Hundley. Actually, he kind of did a combination. He saw what she said and then my response. And so he read the whole thing about Sandra Jones-Mitchell, which I'll discuss in a second. But I like it when I get him. I don't know why. It just, because I know he's, making a concerted effort to not read my comments. And so when he make a mistake and read them, I feel such a sense of accomplishment. And that's why I always put, got him. Let's see. Mary Myers in the house. Good afternoon, Mary. I appreciate you checking out the show. Mary, what part of town are you calling from? Or checking us out from, because you're not calling. And, then I'll shout you out that way. Let me see. I think I got everybody. This is not that same shirt. Let me see. It's a nervous pull. I don't know if it's nervous. Sierra says, health reminder, don't forget to take a few minutes to stretch today. Okay. And Daryl says, Lincoln really hates you. It might be true. And I really don't care. I don't care. The whole thing fascinates me. Mary says she's representing Queensgate. Thank you, Mary, for checking out the show. All right, y'all. Let's get to it. See, now y'all got me, self-conscious about my shirt. I'm self-conscious about my shirt now. Let me straighten it out. There's nothing wrong with the collar. And I'm going to try to not pull it, but I probably will. Hope everybody's day is going good. Let me talk a little bit about, I wouldn't call her my good friend, but I have nothing but love and respect for Sandra Jones-Mitchell. And I still don't understand. I think Lincoln let her off the hook. Because I think when you say stuff like what she said, I really think you should have to answer for that. And she said clearly when she was talking to Shahrazad Ali that basically she supports Trump. Her reasoning, which was ridiculous to me, but I find that there are a lot of people who want to, I don't know how to say it. There's a lot of people who want to sound like they smarter than the rest of the room. And so if the rest of the room says Trump is bad, They have to say Trump is good, but they want to give you some deep reason why Trump is good. Even though they know he bad. And then they deep reason, like, okay, he bad, but, oh, he's terrible, but we need terrible right now, And it's like, that don't make you smarter than everybody else. It don't make you sound deep. It made you sound a little bit like a damn fool for a minute. That's what it made you sound like to me. And it bothered me. It bothered me. And that was why I brought it up when they said she was in there. Because I wanted her to have an opportunity to kind of address it and kind of disavow that. And I don't think that she effectively did that. But we don't need black people, she was talking about in particular, we don't need Donald Trump to make things so bad, because this is what she said. We don't need Donald Trump to make things so bad for us that we come together and become self-sufficient. I think as black people as a whole, I'm sure there are some who haven't, but I would say the overwhelming majority of black people are self-sufficient in terms of not needing the government to live. I don't need the government to, give me a place to live and give me food to eat and all of that, give me clothing and everything that I need to survive. I don't know a person who does. Jerica Vaughn wants to know, are you King Boss? No, that was not me. I have no idea who that is. I have no idea who that is. I don't know. I saw the person. They were on there, but it wasn't me. But yeah, we don't need to be put in the worst position in history to be self-sufficient. For real, I know I talk about this stuff a lot, but man, they did a number on a lot of black people, because there are a lot of black people who don't like black people. It ain't even necessarily that they don't like black people, but they don't understand that a lot of the stuff that they're saying is really negative about black people. And we're not negative as a people. As a people, we're pretty daggone good. We've accomplished a lot based on where we started in this country. We do pretty good for ourselves as a whole. And we're not this horrible, evil, lazy, good for nothing group of people that a lot of people try to make us out to be. And it's always, and people when they try to uplift us by telling us how horrible we are. I'm sorry, I didn't need Trump to show me that we don't run the government. I already knew we didn't run the government. If you needed Trump to show you that we don't run the government, you were stupid. And y'all know I don't like to call people stupid, but you were stupid. If up until, 2017 when he actually took office, if up until 2017 you thought, yeah, we running this shit up in here. Yeah, black people running the government. Black people running everything in America. Yeah, black people, we've been running this stuff. You were stupid. Even when we had the black president, it was clear that black people wasn't running the government. So to be, oh, we need Donald Trump to make it so bad for us that we learn to do for ourselves. That's one of the most silly statements. And I'm trying to not, again, here's what I think she kind of meant. Things are about to get really bad. And more than ever, people in general, but specifically we as Black people, are going to have to rely on ourselves. That's what I think. And I'm only saying that's what I think she meant by what she said. Even by what she said today and her explanation of what she said. That's what I think she means. But like I said in the chat, she been out there working hard for seniors for years. So did she just now figure out that we are the ones who gonna have to look out for and take care of our seniors? No, she's known that. So who does she think thought that we was doing all this stuff and we need to go? I think some of this stuff is just in the back of people's heads. And you don't understand that you're calling us all stupid. You're calling us all lazy. You don't mean it that way. I get that you don't mean it that way. I get that you don't mean it that way, but it's what you're saying. And people don't think about what they're saying, when they try to be deep. They just think, oh, this is going to sound good. Oh, this is going to sound good. Oh, boy, this is going to be, they ain't thought of it this way. I got them. If nobody else told you, which I know other people have told you, if you are, for the most part, if you Black in America, in particular, if you came from, the lineage of enslaved people, and you are where you are now, you're out here, you're working, you're starting businesses, you're raising children and caring for loved ones, you're making it in the world today. You are a part of a very resilient people. You have the capacity to be brilliant. And you can do just about anything you put your mind to. Don't let people convince you that because you're Black, you're prone to violence. It's not true. It's not true. Don't let people convince you that because you're Black, you're lazy. It's not true. It's not true. If you're prone to violence, that's not because you're Black. If you're lazy, that's not because you're Black. Any of the other negative stuff, it's not because you're Black. And you can overcome all of that. If you're lazy, you can overcome that. If you are, for whatever reason, prone to violence, you can overcome that. If we can overcome being considered, as we gonna look at some Constitution today, 3/5 of a human. Well, actually, initially not even human, and then 3/5 of a human. Like we were chattel. You know what I'm saying? We were a product, and if we can move from being a product to being your glorious self, we can do anything. And don't let the smart people and the hateful people and the nonsensical, foolish, deep, whatever people convince you of anything else. We do great things here in America. We do great things around the world, But, since we're talking about America, in America, we come on, we already know we've done all the inventions and all of the scientific minds and all of the philosophical, all of that stuff. We are all of that. Vernon says, I've known Sandra Jones for over 40 years. She definitely doesn't believe that all black people are lazy. Then you should tell your 40-year-old friend or your 40-year friend that we're not stupid either. And we don't need Trump in office to make it so bad for us to become self-sufficient. It might sound deep, but it's not. It's not. Vernon. Just like we're not all prone to violence at graduations. I really do. I get frustrated. See, I pulled it again. I get frustrated when I hear people just talk so bad about us. I get frustrated. Because it's not necessarily a lot of time. And I really don't believe that, again, I don't necessarily believe that, I said this earlier, Vernon, you might be joining late. I don't necessarily believe that there's a part of them that is intending to say negative things about us. They just trying to be deep. Vernon says, I don't have to tell her anything. Sounds like you took what she said the wrong way. I took what she said the way she said it. She said what she said. I said what she said, and that's the interpretation of it. Just, using regular old standard English. Sierra says, I get frustrated when I hear black people say we don't deserve reparations because we're not financially literate. That bothers me too. And again, these people, they really think, oh, I'm looking out for my people. We don't know enough about money and we'll just give it all back. So we don't deserve to be given reparations. I don't know, man. I'm trying to get us to love us and to stop buying into all of the stereotypes that people have told us about us. And when we stop saying it, then hopefully people will stop believing it. When we say as a group of people that we're not all of those horrible things that they call us and that they've put in, I want to say they just put it in the old people minds over, you know what I'm saying? Like if you over 65, but I know a lot of older, 60-something, 70-something year olds. I don't know a lot of 70-something year olds, but I know of a lot of older people who don't have those same thoughts. Daryl say, well, Wyatt is the main one who says that. I've actually never heard Wyatt say that. I've heard a whole lot of other people say it, though. The main person I think that I've heard say it was Ken Anderson. But I want everybody to, you know what I'm saying? Like stop, even Blade, he be trying to say, I see him in here now. He be trying to say stuff, I think he ain't one trying to be deep. He's one, I don't know what he's trying to do. he's like, I was about to say a minstrel, but he don't do music or whatever. He's like, trying to be the buffoon a lot of times. So like the other day when he kept saying black people are animals, black people are animals, black people are animals. He's not saying it because he genuinely believes black people are animals. He's saying it because, he think that's going to get a rise out of people or something like that. But the danger in that is there's somebody on the chat who sees him say it, and then they're hearting it, loving it and liking it and all of that kind of stuff. And you're reinforcing what they honestly believe. So for you, it's a joke, it's a game, it's a whatever. But for them, it's reinforcing. That's why when I hear this type stuff, I take a minute to talk about it. Vernon, I'm not shocked that you didn't have a problem with it, because you're one who believes all black people are prone to violence at graduations. So it wouldn't be shocking to me that you heard what she said and you feel like, oh, you want to defend it. Vernon says it doesn't sound like everyone took what she said in as negative a light. It took it in as negative a light as you did. It sounds like people took it in different ways, with yours being on the most negative end of the spectrum, but that others feel exactly as you, but just aren't expressing it. Probably. Okay, Vernon, just for me, tell me the other way to take. Black people, I support Trump because Trump is about to make it real bad. And we gonna finally get to a point where it's so bad that we become self-sufficient. So that's why we need Trump. Tell me the other way to take that. What's the other way to take that? The positive way. What's the positive way to take that? And I'll listen and, hopefully I'll see it in a different light. Now I'm going to tell you again, really quickly, it sounds to me like somebody is saying, before Trump, we were so lazy and dependent on the government. But now that Trump is here, we ain't going to have no choice but to be self-sufficient. Because when we got a choice, as a people, we choose to be lazy and dependent. Help me understand the alternative meaning of that, of what she actually said. How could that mean anything else? And I'll watch in the chat, and when it pops up, I'll read it, and maybe it'll be a revelation to me. Black Lion says, Ken Anderson used to always say that crazy S. Then he didn't think we needed cash reparations. Right, because we don't know how to handle money. Yeah, he did. He used to say it all the time. Mary said, give me my mule and 40 acres. So you don't know how to farm 40 acres, so you really don't deserve it. That's what they would say. Nat says, right, no social scientists think that way. Okay, Vernon said, as I said previously, I didn't hear her call that day because I wasn't listening to the show at the time. I'm only hearing what you say, she said. So it's just programmed in you that when someone says something negative about black people and people are responding to it, letting them know that it's negative, just something in you kicks in and you defend the negative without even knowing what was said. That's just programmed in you. That's good to know. That's good to know. Because you was defending it, I just assumed you heard it and you like, that's not how she meant it. But you don't even know what she said. And that is a type of, person. That's a type. What? They defending black people. Let me jump in there and pile on black people. Do you know what was said? Oh, it don't matter. Whatever it was, it must have been true because they saying it's not true. So let me go in there and say it's true. That's weird to me. That's weird. I didn't hear what she said, but I'm going to defend it. That's weird. Alonzo say people always make excuses for people that they like. But I mean, I get that. But if you don't even know what was said, then just say, I didn't hear it. I know her well enough to believe that she may not have meant it the way that you took it, but I can't say for sure because I didn't even hear her say it. You going hard. Like, you don't even know. Yeah, Samuel, Afrikaners do. Daryl say, isn't Trump giving the white South African refugees reparations on top of asylum for loss of land that they stole? Is he giving them reparations? Now, I hadn't read that he was giving them reparations. But, they white, so they know what to do with money. Vernon says, I know what you say she said, and based on what you say she said, it doesn't sound all that negative. I believe that you believe that. But I'll say this, I bet she has done as much, if not more, for her black people than you have. I don't know how you would measure that. But you got a right to believe it. She may have. That still don't make what she said right. Let's just say, for sake of argument, if Dr. King said the same thing, I would be telling y'all Dr. King is wrong. So it don't matter what you've done. If you're saying something wrong, you're saying something wrong. I'm not D-riding. I'm being honest. Oh, I'm sorry, V-riding, because I don't think she got a D. You can V-ride all day. You don't even know what she said. So, yeah, go find out what she said and then come back. You just want to V-ride and jump on the negative side of black people. That seems to be your thing. If it's a negative stereotype about black people, I'm with it. It makes sense. Get out of here with that. Nat say, sounded like frustration on her part, but her comments asked on black folks' humanity. A leader should do better. I may need some popcorn. No. The back and forth is done. He don't even know what was said. He just like it when people, as Nat said, ish on black people. And he gonna defend that every time. If you want Vernon on your side, just ish on some black people. He ain't even gotta know what you said. He gonna hear black people saying that's negative about black people, and he gonna jump in like, no, it made perfect sense. What did they say? Well, I don't know, but it made perfect sense. He don't even know. He just, it's a weird thing. It's a type. It's a type. Vernon said, I'm not in the group thing. Whatever. Whatever. I'm not, you don't even know what she said, bro. You don't even know what she said. All you know is you agree with it. Get out of here. Recap, what did the lady say? I'll recap it again. Shahrazad Ali was on, and she was talking about Donald Trump. And she was talking about how he a devil and blah, blah, blah. But he's a great president, and he's a great president for black people. And she called in, and she said, I agree with what Shahrazad Ali said. Trump being in office gonna make things so bad for us that we not gonna have a choice but to be self-sufficient. Whereas before we weren't. So we need Trump to make things so bad in order for us to become self-sufficient. And then today she was asked about it, and she said, well, no, what I was saying was now that Trump is in office, we are learning as black people that, we ain't running everything. And so that's going to make us be self-sufficient. That's what she said. I mean, it's paraphrasing. It's not word for word. That's what she said. And all I'm saying is we're not stupid. We knew we wasn't running everything, and we don't need Trump to make things so bad for black people. We as a people are self-sufficient. We not lazy. That's it. And Vernon apparently is saying he agreed with her. We are not self-sufficient, or we were too stupid to know that we thought we was running everything. We do need Trump to make things so bad for us. But he's not really saying any of that because he don't even know what she said. He just heard that somebody said something bad about black people, and I'm saying black people are good, and so he has to defend the bad about black people portion. And that just don't make no sense to me. That just doesn't make sense to me. He says, because it's my platform doesn't mean that I'm always right. You don't even know what was said, bro. You don't even know what was said. You don't know whether I'm right or wrong. Again, you just heard something negative about black people and you have to defend it. I get you. I get you. I'm sorry. The phone ain't even up. Sorry, Davis Denise. The app is updating. Marquetta.
I called you like 4 times.
The line wasn't up. My bad.
What's going on, Emanuel? Did you see the Supreme Court ruled that birthright citizenship is constitutional?
I did not see. I know that they were looking at that. But
they finished their arguments today, and the consensus was that the 14th Amendment applies to everybody in the country, unfortunately, and that anybody who is not a descendant of a slave still benefits from Amendment 14.
Okay.
So that we had, the last time I talked to you, we kind of went back and forth about the 3 levels of American government and how we had checks and balances, and you couldn't just create a law and it not be, go to the judicial level and be debated. It went to the judicial level this morning. They debated, and he lost.
Well, he didn't create a law. It's the Constitution. You can't rule the Constitution unconstitutional.
But you know what? I was arguing with my daughter about that same point today. She was saying everybody is protected by the 14th Amendment, but his legal argument is that the 14th Amendment was created after the after the Civil War. So the 14th Amendment was before mass immigration of Ellis Island immigrants, and it was the it was to give citizenship to the now freed slaves and their children who was the in the jurisdiction thereof. That was the argument. But I kind of agree with it. You don't want to be chasing down generations and generations of Americans trying to make them go back home or trying to figure out who was the descendant of a slave, I guess.
Because this must have happened since I started this show. How did they, well, I imagine they haven't necessarily issued their written ruling. Because I want to know, one of the issues that everybody was looking at was the circuit court judges making rulings that apply nationwide. How did it, was there any indication of the Supreme Court's view on that?
Yes, they argued about the interoperability of laws between states and how states would have to um, go back to federal law, I guess. I have to look at it exactly, but what you said is basically what they came out to say is that the states had to have a uniform code of citizenship, and so we couldn't in Ohio recognize your citizenship and in New Jersey not recognize your citizenship.
But
You know what I mean?
yeah, I do. But one of the issues, which maybe they did not address at all, was okay, say Donald Trump says something, whatever the something is, and it
Hmm.
comes to the Sixth Circuit here in Cincinnati. And one of the federal circuit judges says, we are going to, what do they call it when they basically say your ruling
So we're
or
gonna
your
ignore the executive
yeah, your
level.
executive
I see what you're
order
saying.
is on hold. It can't go into effect nationwide. And one of the arguments from the Trump administration was no, they can rule on something for the Sixth Circuit, but they can't strike nothing down nationwide, even though they're a federal judge. They don't have jurisdiction over the entire country. And so, did they say that no, any federal circuit judge can issue, and I don't know why I'm drawing a blank, issue,
I know what you mean, where they go against what the
yeah,
president
yeah,
says. I don't know. I would have to look at X and see what came up above that. The thing that stuck out to me was birthright citizenship, because, in my opinion, as a Black American whose ancestors were enslaved here, who deserve reparations, who fought for freedom, a lot of our rights get given to people who didn't go through that. So we have communities who have immigrated to our country who basically make a bag off of our communities who have not suffered what we've suffered, but who get the benefits of our civil rights. So, when you talk about the courts coming in, checking the president, that's how the country's supposed to be set up. Remember the Affordable Care Act when it first came out? It had to get sent back to the Supreme Court because it was unconstitutional to put a mandate on your taxes that if you didn't have health insurance, you would be penalized and you would have to pay for it anyway.
yeah. I do
It had
remember
to
that.
go to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court ruled that that's unconstitutional. You can't charge me for something I don't have or something I don't need or want, even though the Affordable Care Act saved the American healthcare system because the American healthcare system was in collapse. But
Okay.
it's what I called in to talk to you about is the illegal aliens. And let me say this because I see your chat. I try not to come over here. I still love you. I didn't know you had such disdain for me. All these years, I thought you was my brother. We just had disagreements.
Who?
You,
What
I
did
be
I?
seeing you in the chat trying to cut me up when I be talking.
What did
Did
I
you
say
know in
about you?
Cincinnati, you, I'm gonna give you some history on me, and then I'm
Wait,
gonna tell
hold on.
you what I'm talking about.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Because
Um,
I'm wondering what did I say?
in Cincinnati right now, in order to afford housing, you have to make at least $63,000 to $65,000. That's an increase of 29% from 2020. You can find that article on WCPO. We've talked about this before, where you have to make three times your income in order to get housing. We've talked about that before, right? Some of us cannot make three times the income for housing. And so we get subsidized housing or we be homeless. with the increase of when you talk about Kamala Harris, one of the good things that she did address was AI generating price increases on rent and how she planned to stop that. But she didn't win. So you don't have someone like that. Now you have someone that's saying we're going to cut Section 8 and we're going to cut HUD funding, which would also impact the mortgage loan industry. So HUD will no longer be subsidizing first time home buyers at the amount that they usually do. I was talking to Wyatt. I seen his name mentioned in the chat. I don't believe myself to be a Trumpster, but you can think what you want. The point that I was trying to make him, when you talk about self sufficiency as a people, it should not take a president, whether we think he racist or not, for us to be developing tools and ideas to create ourselves to have some self sufficiency. In Cincinnati, you have a cooperative home group. It's called Parktown. Parktown is a cooperative home, meaning all of the renters own a piece of that property, even though they don't really. But because of that, they don't get the funding that the the housing across the street from it may get from the government because they're not government funded.
Okay.
What I was saying to Wyatt was, if you have enough black people who will come together and pool their resources and eventually get enough money together and form a LLC, that they can get a DSCR loan. A DSCR loan allows you to use your credit to get a loan to purchase housing. You can also buy complexes. This is how a lot of complexes are purchased. And you don't have to make a large down payment on that complex because your credit acts as payment and the rent pays the mortgage. And in the chat, you and some frustrated old bitter Betty man was sitting up talking about, well, she do it? Did she do it? I have worked with
Whoa,
a
whoa,
lot
hold on. I'm gonna let you finish.
Has she done it before? Has she ever did it?
Hold on, Marquetta. If
Is that
Marquetta,
Emanuel?
Marquetta, how is that bitter to say that if somebody says, hey, there's this program that allows you to do this, and they don't give you no details, and they basically, because you was kind of saying it like bashing people, like, my people so ignorant, they don't even know this, and you're saying, oh, there's this program that does this.
The ideal,
and my question was a simple, is this something that she has done? How is that negative or bashing you or anything?
Let's reframe that, because I ain't got to bash nobody. The point that I was making was that he had created an investment group and he had built his podcast group up. I didn't bash anybody. And that within that group, that's what the potential is. That's what you can do. And whether you know it or not, I'm almost a mortgage loan originator. I can't wait to come on and tell you when I can offer you a loan. But at this point, you can go to the mortgagecalculator.com. You can look up invest in DSCR loan mortgage programs, and you can learn about those types of loans. I wasn't bashing anybody, but to say that it's impossible or that you got to have some level of expertise or you got to have some level, you done did it already. It's an idea.
Hold on.
It's what's possible.
See, here's what I perceive that you don't understand. Now, what I just did, that was intentional, because all I did was I asked the question, has she done it? I remember what you're talking about now that you say it. Now, I didn't actually perceive you as bashing people. I said that because you said that by me asking, has she done it, was bashing you. So what I wanted to do was show you.
I guess you.
I wanted to show you that I could easily have taken what you said as bashing when you didn't mean it that way. Just like you took my question, is this something she's done, as bashing. It was a question, and let me explain why I asked the question. Because if I come on here, Marquetta, and I say, black people don't understand that there's different ways to get money. You got a 247 program, and all you got to do is go to the bank, ask them about 247, and you get the money. People gonna be like, hold on, tell me more about this. If you just come on and say something without giving any details, and you're saying it with the level of, I'm gonna say, confidence that you were saying it in, like anybody can do this, everybody can do this.
I did not say that. I said if your credit is right. I said if your investment group has gathered enough money. I said if you have created an LLC. Those are criteria.
No, I'm pretty sure.
I didn't just say. I didn't just wait a minute. Can I say something to you? I know this is your show, your platform. Yes. Nobody is listening to you or your show to hear Marquetta. So I really don't want to take too much of your time. But at the same time, I don't want you to reframe what I'm saying to fit your narrative.
No, I'm just saying that you didn't say what you think you said in that moment. You did not say all of that.
I went back and listened to it, and that's when I saw y'all comments. Because like right now, people may be commenting, but I'm not looking at the comments. When I call in, I'm talking to the person, and I'm giving them my full attention. I'm not going back and forth in the chat with them. So I had went back and listened to the show and read the comments while I was talking. And I just was like, dang, I thought, man, Emanuel was cool. I thought, I love you. You're my brother. I don't agree with half the stuff you be talking about, and you don't agree with half the stuff that I say. But I don't hate you. I don't walk away from you wishing ill on you.
Me either.
I don't walk away from your show calling you names. I don't walk away from your show I'm just telling you. I don't walk away from your show looking to demean you, dehumanize you, or make others think that you somehow an enemy to the race. Now, okay. Now, I'm listening to you talk about Scheherazade Ali. I love her, same way I love you. And I don't agree with the Black Man's Guide to Understanding Black Women. And I've told her that. Because how dare you write a book that say Black women stink? How dare you write a book that say Black women dreadlocks is stinky or whatever she said in her book. But it's the same type of criticism that you give Black women about wigs and weaves and lashes. That's just y'all basically saying the same thing.
No, we're not. But I ain't never said nothing about women's lashes stink or
oh my God,
or none of that kind of stuff. I said I don't like them.
You said if Black women primarily date Black men, and Black men are the ones that you are attracted to, you should do what Black men say you should do in regards to your beauty.
Hold on, Marquetta, this only makes sense. If you want to attract a certain person, you should be attractive to them, and you should do the things that attracts them. That's just reasonable. That's white people, Black people, men, women, whatever.
Okay, but you can still express your beauty how you want without worrying about who you attracting. That's what we argued about. You can still be. I'm not going to stop liking Black men because I know some Black men like to wear do-rags in public. I'm not going to stop liking Black men because some Black men that cut off their hair and they won't let they locks grow. But I'm not going to judge all Black men by that.
There is nothing wrong with you saying. It's not bashing Black men to say, I don't like to see Black men walking around in public in a do-rag. That's not bashing Black men.
That's just saying what you like. To your eye and you batted it. And you made fun of the lash trend. And what I was trying to tell you was that's dehumanizing. Because Black women let me say this to you. When Jasmine Crockett go in Congress and she got to do what she got to do, and somebody like Marjorie Taylor Greene come and say, I guess it's your lashes and your eye. See, that's offensive and that's anti-Black because in that setting, that's what she's trying to do. But when you come to our own community and we start criticizing each other in that same vein, now it's okay.
So, okay, well, hold on. How do I make it right? I really like those super long eyelashes that I don't like. How is it wrong to say that I don't like something that I don't like?
I didn't tell you what wrong to say what you don't like. It's the demonization of it. That's the point that I'm getting at. It's the demonization of our beauty aesthetics. I was just talking to another brother about that, talking about y'all shouldn't be wearing bonnets in public. First of all, Black women's hair was made illegal, literally. We had to go to the Supreme Court and demand laws to make it legal for us to wear our natural hair in public. So a lot of us, when we don't have a 30-inch bust down, when we don't have a perm, or when we just took our wigs or weaves off, we put on a bonnet. And for ease, we run outside because we don't want our hair, which has been deemed ugly, which is rejected, which has been illegal. We don't want to show that. So we put a bonnet on
I don't
and
have
we
a
go
problem with
wherever we
bonnets.
go. Okay, I don't have a problem. I'm just saying, Monique had a problem with bonnets. For a lot of people, that's low class, that's ugly of black women, et cetera, et cetera. But overall, what I'm saying to you is we have to. It doesn't matter who the president is. And we're going to get enough of running to the motherfucking political party thinking they're going to solve all of our problems when really they just give us more problems. If we don't get together and unify and start talking about the possibilities, how we can create housing for ourselves, talk about the ideas and develop ideas on how we can create businesses with each other and for each other to serve ourselves, we're just going to be mad.
All right.
In 20 years, our children aren't going to be able to benefit from your anger and your rant. They're going to need concrete proof that you actually did something. And a lot of us are frustrated. Have you seen the trend of black fatigue?
No.
Uh, so there is a trend that a bunch of bootlicks and a bunch of Aryan supremacists run around saying how tired they are of black people. They're tired of black people and they overweight women and they bonnets and they pajamas. They tired of they men and this, that, and the third. They calling it black fatigue. They tired of black people. But black fatigue is actually a term coined by a black woman who wrote a book on the subject, talking about how tired black people was in Western culture and civilization, not being able to live up to who they really are because they got to deal with white racism. And I never hear anybody complain or be tired of white women having sex with children and dogs. I don't never hear nobody complain about that. And it's almost a story every week of some white teacher having sex with an 11-year-old, 12-year-old, 13-year-old. No outrage, no concern. But that's because white people are not policed the way black people are policed.
I agree.
And I think your frustration with me and maybe some others is that when we say, like, my thing is black femicide and the fact that black women are being murdered every 5 hours, that sounds terrible because we know,
Marquetta,
what?
why do you keep trying to put frustrations on me? I don't have a problem with you talking about black women being killed. I think it's a subject that needs to be discussed. I don't have a.
Wait. I'm so happy you said that.
Hold on.
I have never heard you say that.
But you've never heard me say that it shouldn't be discussed. So for you to say your frustration with me is that I talk about this thing, I've never said, when have you ever been talking about it and I said, don't nobody care about that. You shouldn't talk about that. Keep that a secret.
That's why I love you.
That's
never
happened.
Look, that's why I love you. I ain't even know that. I thank you for pointing that out. I didn't even notice you felt like that. I could have sworn you told me at some point that it's proximity and that black men kill black women because black people kill black people, white people kill white people.
Two
but
things can be true at one time.
I'm glad that you pointed out to me that you do care, that you are concerned, that you're not doing away with it and brushing it off to being proximal. I'm so glad to hear you say that.
It's that as well. It's both. It's both. But it is an important issue. But black women's lives are important. But I don't think it's fair that if you talking about something and I just sit back and listen, to come to the conclusion that he got a problem with me talking about this. That's not fair.
I think you pointed out what the confusion was. And like I said, see, I'm grown. Like I said, when I hang up from this call, I'm going about my day. I don't hold no animosity towards you, but I remember what you say. And to me, that's like one of the most important things to me is my concern for the women and children in our community and the risk that we at for gun violence. And I don't like for people to dismiss it. And when you argue back that It's not everybody and it's proximal and all of that. That sounds to me like frustration. I don't want to hear that
But it's
from you,
all
Marquetta.
true.
But
But it's true.
oh, I hear you, and
Yeah.
I take all of that. I take all of that. And let me end with this. I have never and will never advocate for the Republican or Democratic Party. The, but you can't deny that some of the politics that they have, both parties have done, have benefited Black Americans in some way. When you talk about reparations, the argument's not going nowhere. We're still going to be pro reparations. In Washington right now, reparations was passed for home buyers, first time home buyers that's black, they get up to $150,000 towards a home. Reparations is not going anywhere. In California, local reparations conversations are going on. That's not going nowhere. The problem I had with the Biden Harris administration was when they opened that border up and they opened it up to everybody. And that's why that whole birthright citizenship was an issue because now you erase us. The Hispanic population is 42% of the population. We're 13% of the population. So if you outnumber me, and I'm in Texas now, these people do not speak English and they do not like black people. They own all the stores and they are segregating. So when you incentivize them to come in the country the same way Trump is doing the South Africans, I don't like that. I don't want that. And that's why I vote third party. I've talked to you about third party voting for years, but people seem to think that it's only two parties. It's just two parties that have power. But we have to eventually consider a third party because neither of those parties are acting in our best interest, even if they put a black face on it. And that was the concern. Are you familiar with Foundational Black Americans and Tariq Nasheed?
Yes.
Okay, he spearheaded. If you want to be angry with somebody, he spearheaded him and Umar Johnson. They spearheaded the takedown of Kamala Harris because she was Indian, West Indian, and East Indian. As they said, she had no ties to foundational Black Americans. Umar said that she was bad for the black family because she was married to a Jew. Tariq went on and on about her sex life. I've never done that. My issue has always been and always will be the benefit to Black Americans and where do we place our support. The whole minimizing that and trying to make everybody Trumpsters, the Democrats lost because they didn't champion Black people. They championed trans people. They championed illegal immigration. They championed things that didn't have nothing to do with the working class. I want an increase on the minimum wage because you're not going to be able to afford rent if rent keep going up. If it's 29% up now and we're about to lose, well, he's proposing because it still has to go through the three levels of government to cut Section 8 and HUD and government subsidies and all that, you're going to be looking at a nation of homeless Black people. And if you don't have people in government advocating for the working class or the poor, you're going to get what you got, a government ruled by the rich. Now, I appreciate you. I still love you. I'm going to hang up with you and let you finish your show.
Have a great day.
Bye,
All
Emanuel.
right, Marquetta. All right. Yeah, I heard a lot of uh what do you call it when you have just made up something in your mind based on nothing? I heard a lot of that. I remember her. I remember the conversation on Wyatt, and Wyatt was talking, and she was like, Black people don't know that whatever that program was, and you could get a loan on your credit, and then you could buy a property, and then you can have your tenants pay for it, and you didn't put in money in. And I'm like, has she done that? She didn't give us any details. She just said that there was this program. I don't know, have she done it? Nobody ever addressed it, so I couldn't follow up with, if you've done it, tell people how to do it. But that don't mean I'm bashing you because I ask a simple question like, have you done it? don't. Uh, uh, my motives are pure. My questions, for the most part, are pure. They're questions that I ask for information. So please don't read whatever you want to read into them. I ain't got no beef with Marquetta. I don't want to see nothing bad happen to Marquetta. I wish her all of the best. As well as Vernon Jordan. I get on him about defending negative stuff about black people, but I got nothing against him personally. I don't know the brother, but I wish him well in everything that he does, except for when he's defending negative stereotypes about black people. So, yeah. Twin.
What's up, player?
How you doing, sir?
So far, depends on how this conversation go.
Why are you whispering to me?
What you say?
I said, why are you whispering to me?
I'm whispering, man.
Hold on. Are you laying down again?
I'm outside.
Just speak up.
What, man? You want me to raise my voice, man?
Just use your manly voice. You know what I'm saying? Just use your manly voice.
Yeah, I think she. I heard that little conversation. What's her name? Sandra Mitchell Jones.
Sandra Jones Mitchell.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I heard that conversation, and some people took it as she was defending Trump, something like that when she was on the show, I believe, or called in. Some people took it as she was defending Trump, but like you said, E-Man, you know, she been in the field, you know, advocating whatever she was doing for the older people. So we have to look at it like this: we do got to do it for ourselves, man.
We've been doing for ourselves.
I mean, yeah, we've been doing it, but you know, some people ain't got no hope, and you know, like want to give up. It's all we got to encourage one another, man. But we do all this back and forth, man. Regardless of who in the office, Trump, Obama, Bush, Clinton, whoever, they can't save you, man. See, people don't realize, oh, he doing this, he's a racist and all that. Well, that's your opinion. Just because that man came off there on that elevator, came down, said he running, now he's a racist?
No, he was a racist before
like Ron said yesterday.
Hold
on, player.
But you said something that, you know, as part of the equation might mess up the final answer. He didn't become a racist because he came down the escalator and said he was running. He had been a racist for decades before that.
Man, gone with that. He ain't come up. Y'all wasn't hollering that when you was watching The Apprentice and all that. When he was on Oprah and all that.
That's not true. There were a whole lot of people who were making the point that he was a racist when he was calling for the death of the Central Park Five. There were a whole lot of people who were making the point that he was a racist when he was refusing to rent to black people. There have been people making the point.
Why do you do that for real talk? Why do you do that?
Tell you.
Why do you do that?
Why do I tell you facts? Because I hope that you listen.
That's not fact. I can say. Listen here, player. Listen, until you proven guilty of other fact or whatever, you know knowledge of it, you just can't put that in my face, which they did, and y'all niggas ran with it.
What are you talking about?
When he came down there, put a $80,000 ad on them, and he presented him, he didn't know what was really going on. He paid for that, and y'all went with that. Oh man, I can't believe they killed that. They did that to that white woman in there.
No, I don't know where you were. Maybe the people you were around went with that. But the people I was around at that very time when he did that, the whole conversation was around how racist it was.
Man, he wasn't. Y'all ain't hollering that race. 20 years ago, you wasn't on it. Y'all wasn't out here hollering that race.
That's not true.
Stop it.
Just because you were unaware.
You ain't never on this podcast or W1230 Buzz. I ain't never even say Donald Trump was racist 15 years ago. So stop playing. Stop that gaslighting these people off that bogus information and everything that y'all spread. That furnace burning heavy, man, like hell.
I've been calling Trump a racist for years.
Since when? Since when?
I don't remember exactly
15,
what
20
year.
years ago, you weren't called no race, so stop.
Do you want me to answer?
Stop it, man.
Do you want me to answer?
Use the keyboard, man, so stop playing.
Do you want me to answer?
Go ahead, player.
Since I found out, or I should say since I heard that him and his daddy didn't want to rent to black people in Cincinnati.
How many black people do that now? Your own kind do the same thing, so ain't no damn difference.
The question was, when did I start calling Trump a racist? And it was when I found that out. Now, what year did I find that out? I don't remember. But that's when
you
I
don't
started
know.
calling
Just
him a
like
racist.
you always say, you don't know. Y'all holler. That's why we can't never get along. Every time
I found it out. I'm sorry.
That man ain't know. Y'all holler that racist. That's y'all old bypass substance because y'all can't take accountability for how y'all fucked over the black community. That's all it is. That's all it is, a substance that y'all did. Fucking over niggas, and that man got the rabbit. That rabbit got the gun. That's all it boils down to, man.
He's a racist.
At the end of the day, okay, you're a racist too. Now
you
what?
Feel that way.
Now what? Everybody damn racist.
Oh, so if Trump is a racist, everybody racist. That's your defense.
Everybody got a little racism in them, man.
That's your defense is if Trump is a racist,
I ain't defending nobody.
A racist.
I ain't co-signing for nobody. Everybody, goddamn it. You got black that won't rent. You got black folks won't rent to you.
You're not co-signing. You are signing for him. You are making yourself the main person signing for Trump. Because if Trump is a racist, then literally everybody on the planet is a racist. Come on, man. That don't even make sense.
Okay, let me flip it then. I ain't co-telling then. Riding with him. Everybody got issues, man.
You 100% D-riding him as hard as you can D-ride somebody.
Hey, you got blacks who won't even rent to their home camp, so what's the difference?
That's got nothing to do with it. Whataboutism don't work in this argument. The man refused.
Because you can't get it through your thick head. Neither you or these old crazy-ass Democrats.
He's a racist, man. Just deal with the fact that you D-riding a racist.
I'll go with your opinion. That's your opinion, or whoever else.
You should be ashamed of yourself for D-riding a racist.
Okay, he's a racist. Okay, I'll go with that.
So why you riding his D?
Huh?
So why you riding this D so hard?
Come on, man. I don't play that gay stuff. That's one thing I don't play, man. Come on, man. I'm a man.
You are 100%. You just said that if Trump is a racist, everybody on the planet is a racist. You tell me that ain't D riding?
Didn't you just say he wouldn't rent to black people?
Hold on. Are you telling me your conclusion is if Trump is a racist,
don't try to flip the script on
everybody
me,
on the
man.
planet is a racist? How is that not D riding?
Do black folks ain't black folks out not renting to their own? Do they rent to their own? Okay, he doing the same thing.
Black people rent to their own.
I mean, they don't. Some of them don't. They do the same thing as he would have done, like he did back then, like you said. He wouldn't rent to black. Black folks don't rent to their own kind, like I said.
And you really don't think this is D-riding?
They ain't no damn D-ride. That's facts, nigga. What you talking about?
That is so not facts.
Okay, so it don't exist.
So what don't exist? Racism?
No, that blacks don't rent to their own kind. Some of them.
Who?
Come on, man.
Who?
So I can't even have a decent conversation with you.
Why do
you don't even know what the hell the damn...
I ask you a simple question that you can't answer?
I'm going with what you just said, man, based off what you just said. And you said Trump don't rent to black folks,
and you said
right?
Black folks don't. I said who?
I'm saying it's some that don't.
Who?
Don't worry about it, man. I'm pretty sure it's some out here that don't. Ain't no who wins or buts about it.
Now you
it is what it is, man.
So now
go on with
Trump
that. Go on, Emanuel. You like to argue, man. You like to argue, and then when somebody flip it on your ass, it's a problem. Don't do that, Emanuel. This show and I respect you as a man, but you on bullshit sometimes. And it's time out for bullshit, man. You be on that fucking gay shit sometimes, man.
In the rodeo.
When people try, we can have an opinion or whatever, facts or whatever it is, and let it be. But your extra ass, you extra about the shit. You like a drama and Jerry Springer show going on. You get your crowd pumped up. I got them.
I said one word.
Yes, you do.
Who?
Yes, you do.
Who?
Ain't no fucking who's about it.
Who?
Don't worry about it, man.
Yeah. I can tell you who. Donald
Who's
Trump.
can be the landlord?
Donald Trump. That's my who. He's a racist.
Okay, man.
He's a
okay,
racist.
I mean, he's a racist. Okay, I'll go with that. I
All
respect your opinion. I have to. As a man, he's a racist. Okay, I'll flow with it. But shit, you weren't hollering this like I said. You weren't hollering this 20 years ago.
Yes, I was.
So go on with that.
Yes,
No, he was. That man looked out for Jennifer, put money on the Rainbow Coalition. He helped funded Jesse Jackson president campaign. So what type of racist shit you on? That's the substance that y'all lost and y'all keep on throwing out. Y'all don't have no damn strategy to bounce back off this fucking election. That's how y'all go holler. Racism,
Why are you
racism.
so mad? Why are you mad at? Hold on.
Because you niggas, because niggas like you and the other motherfuckers in the podcast is goofy as hell out here.
Let me get the question
Y'all
out.
ain't uplifting
You
no
don't even know what
niggas,
the
man.
question is, do you?
What?
My question is this. Why are you mad at me that Donald Trump is a racist?
I'm not mad at you or whatever.
Really?
Because no, I'm not mad at no. Come on, man. I'm not mad.
Sound like
I'm talking
mad
to
at
you.
me because you just found out Donald Trump is a racist.
I ain't found out shit. I ain't gonna spill that man a race. That man ain't. If you don't even know what a racist person wouldn't even fuck with your ass. Period.
He don't.
They wouldn't pump fake. They wouldn't even give you a hug. You see what dude and shake Kamala Harris hand? That's a damn racist dude.
That's not
yeah,
true.
Okay.
That's not
yeah,
true.
Okay.
There
A
are
racist
whole lot
nigga,
of
a real truly racist motherfucker,
twin,
a straight truly racist motherfucker will never fuck with you. God, I don't care what you say.
Twin.
No.
I just have another question that's probably gonna make you mad. Have you
said
ever
what?
Have you ever heard the term smiling in your face and stabbing you in the back? Have you ever heard that term?
Two-faced niggas like you.
Hold on. Have you ever heard that term?
Two-faced niggas like you. Now stop playing.
I'm asking.
Yeah, I heard. Come on, man, quit.
And so a lot of times, that's what a racist will do. They'll smile in your face while they stabbing you in the back.
That's called nigga, I don't fuck with you. Shut up, man.
They want
Go on
you
with
to
that.
think that y'all cool.
Nigga, I don't fuck with you. I don't care what definition of terms or lots you try to bring. That's a bogus delivery.
Behind your back, they doing everything they
Send
can
that
to
back
destroy
to
you.
UPS,
It's
man.
called
Send it
lulling
back.
you into a false sense of security.
Man, yeah, okay. I ain't gonna keep believing that whatever you saying, but I can respect what your opinion. It is what it is, what you saying, but I don't agree with it.
You mad at me because Trump is a racist. That's reasonable.
You check your inbox.
Which inbox?
Your message, man.
On Facebook?
Yeah.
What am I checking it for? You sending me a terrible message or something?
Come on, man. Be grown for a minute, man. Your age, man.
I'm asking a question.
I don't play like that, man. Stop if you quit playing so damn much.
You so?
I don't play like that, man. You be serious for a minute. No, from yesterday, from when you was talking about that Cassie case and Diddy.
Okay, what about it?
You remember you was talking about, and I told your ass, man, she was liking that. She had, like that other attorneys and other people was looking at like she had opportunity to run. She was liking it, man.
Okay.
Come on, man. You see, like you say, you don't know. But if you start reading and looking to stuff like, man, she was liking this, man.
And how do you know
man,
she was? Hold on. How do you know
anytime,
she was?
Let me tell you, man.
Let me get the question out.
Let me tell you something.
Let me get the question out. How do you know she was liking it?
Emanuel, let me tell you, player. Anytime, it's like this. A stripper, for example. I used to mess with them heavy in the club, help them out and everything.
In your pimping days.
Emanuel,
yeah.
Huh?
In your pimping days.
No, I don't want no pimp. I ain't never.
I'm sorry.
Myself as no pimp.
It was a escort service. Right.
Regardless of that, man. I can't use that. I ain't even gonna bring that up. But anyway, Emmanuel, when somebody like a stripper, they like it. It's times they can give it up, want to give it up, but they got to get that money. They can go get a 9 to 5, but this is what they like doing. Stripping. If they want to have a chance to get out of it, they can get out of it. But just like her, she was looking for a record during the come up. A billionaire. I can come up off him. He go look out for me. He go give me that 60-40 deal.
Twin.
But he ain't giving you that. What?
My question was a simple question. You going
No, man,
all
I'm
the way
explaining
around,
to your ass so you can catch up, but it
going
seems
all
like
the way
I
around the
forgot who
world
I'm talking
to
to.
not answer the question. Just
No,
say, twin, here's something that maybe you should incorporate into your vernacular.
I'll be glad whenever you coming back to Kroger so I can talk to you face to face. Because your ass can't get it through your thick ass skull.
Twin, here is something that you can incorporate into your vernacular. You ready? 3 words. I don't know. You can say that. It don't make you weak. It just, there are certain things that you don't know. You don't, every time I ask you a question and you don't know, you get mad. Oh, this nigga, nigga, that. Just say, Emanuel, I don't know. So my question to you was, how do you know that Cassie liked being peed on? How do you know that?
I ain't say nothing about peeing on.
That's what, okay.
I didn't say nothing about.
That happened, and you said she liked it.
I said she had a chance. She had a chance to get away.
No, actually, I said that. You did say that, but you also said she liked it.
I didn't. I said yeah. The way Diddy treated her, she evidently she must have liked. Cause let me tell you this, man. Real talk right here. If my sister come over here, if my sister come me like twin, dude keep putting his hands on me and all that. I go over there, we strap it up, whatever we do, bang, shoot him up, whatever we fight and everything, and then she back with him the next day. I'm out of it.
I don't know what that had to do. I don't know what that had to do with Cassie, but you think you made a point, so let's just end it. You made a great point. I'm just trying to tell you. She had an opportunity to leave. Okay.
Just like my sister. Oh, evidently you like him beating your head. Okay. You had all opportunity to leave his ass. Okay. But you want to stay to the mess.
Okay.
And that's what she did.
Yeah, but most reasonable people know that don't mean that they like it.
Man, get the fuck out of here, man, with that bullshit. You done lost your rabbit ass mind. You fool for that, man. Right. I can't believe you even said that.
I gotta run. I appreciate
I bet you did run and shit because you full of shit.
All right. I can't. I don't know why that set him off so bad. I don't know why the truth set him off like that. I'm gonna reach out to Dr. Chantel Thomas. It's not gonna help twin. But there are some of y'all who listen, who already know and understand. Just because somebody is being abused and they don't leave don't mean that they like it. It don't mean that they like it. It don't mean that they want to be abused. I'm not a psychologist, psychiatrist, therapist, and all of that kind of stuff, so I can't thoroughly explain why a person who's being abused stays in an abusive situation, but I know enough to know that just because they do doesn't mean they like being abused. It's hard for me to believe that there are people in 2025 who don't know that. CK?
I would like to say, as an avid porn watcher, the last caller, D. Riding, was up there with Mount Rushmore. He's up there with some of the best superstars I ever, and that was just listening. I mean, he sound some of the best D. Riders I ever seen in the porn world. I mean, it was tremendous. And he didn't even know he was D. Riding until you pointed it out. And I think he hit you with it, didn't you? It was over. I mean, it was tremendous. I mean, he said, I don't give a damn. Okay, you racist? Listen, I just don't understand why you just don't be like, look, some of my best friends is racist. Why people hate to say that I'm cool with racists? They hate to say that, don't they, Livingston?
They do.
They like to denounce it.
Yeah.
I'll be like, I'm the only one you know to be like, man, some of my best friends, I'm racist, my friend's racist, but everybody else be trying to, he's not racist. Just like you said, you was racist from birth. Soon as we seen the Central Park 5, tell me no more. I didn't need the apartment complexes or nothing, Livingston. He's told me from the beginning, because those kids was us, remember? Innocent children. And that was our generation.
And even if, CK, even if those kids were actually guilty of what they were accused of, right? He wouldn't have done that if those were white kids. He would have
Indeed.
let the
Indeed.
court
That's a
system.
fact.
He would have let the system do whatever the system do. He wouldn't have took out a 4-page ad talking about the death penalty and all that kind of stuff. If there were white youth who killed a white woman, he wouldn't have done it.
And that is,
she wasn't even.
that is 100.
She didn't get killed, did she? She was raped and whatnot. Not that that's good, but she wasn't murdered.
Yes. That does play a factor because, like you said, without a homicide, he's advocating for death penalty, which proves racism, and what you just said is 100% fact. If those were Caucasian gentlemen, they would not be treated as such with a 4-page ad. I believe that Twin performance was diabolical. I mean, he's up there with the greats, Mount Rushmore. It was great that you pointed it out. You called him out on it. But I just think he just needs to come at, just be more honest. Like, yeah, he racist, but I mess with race. But they hate. So why do you think they don't like to admit it, Livingston?
Because they think it looks bad on them if they admit it.
I don't think it looks bad on me, for real. I don't. I think don't let people look at me as honest. Like, at least he can't tell the truth, because you don't meet a lot of honest racists, right?
I don't know. I mean, I'm certain you don't, but
how about in your callers? In your career, what was the percentage of people that was just straight up with you about their racism, or the people that tried to hide it? What's the percentage rationale?
I don't know. I'm trying to think. Have I ever met somebody who just admitted they were racist? I can't really say that I have, but maybe.
See, I'm the only one
right now.
And that's what I'm talking about, man. And then when you get to this Diddy situation, it was a beautiful scheme by the fitness guru. He was a part of this nasty, filthy. Ooh, it was just filth for this. That Bill Cosby filth for filth, Livingston. And when he seen that, he seen a vulnerable woman, and he made in for her. They cashed out, and they gonna leave their enemy in prison for the rest of his life, Livingston. What a great plan on their side.
Hold on, let me say this. I don't know if that was true, what you just said. I don't know if her current husband had anything to do with anything.
Sir, he was a fitness trainer for P. Diddy, sir.
That don't mean that he was down with stuff that Diddy was doing to her.
Livingston, hold on, sir. You hired me to be a fitness trainer for your wife. That is a clear violation for me to sleep with your wife, sir. Come on now. Don't do that, Livingston.
They were not married.
You hired me to be a fitness trainer for your girlfriend. That is a clear violation, Livingston. Don't do that.
But that doesn't, and I'm not saying it's not true, but that doesn't mean just because you hire me to be a fitness whatever trainer for your girlfriend, that doesn't mean that I support you abusing your girlfriend.
No, I don't know. Yeah, I absolutely agree, sir. But I'm telling you about the treachery and larceny entering the relationship. The manipulation.
Let me say this, because I have to run.
Okay.
I forgot I have somewhere that I'm supposed to be.
Hey, I'm going to listen to you, man. Thank you for taking my call, man.
Thank you for your call. I forgot that I have somewhere to be at 5:30, which I'm not going to be on time. I was checking, and anyway. But I'm saying, and Twin is saying he participated. Twin, I can't take your word for stuff. I'm sorry, I can't. But I'll go back. I'll look at the information that has come out, over the course of the trial, and see if I missed where he was peeing on Cassie or whatever. I don't remember seeing where he was participating in the quote unquote freak offs, but maybe he was. I don't remember. Twin, I'm sorry, I can't take your word for it. You think she liked it. So I can't take your word for anything regarding this case. But I'll look into it, and I I would say, yeah, if he was participating, freaking off, peeing on her and all of that nasty stuff, and then he married her and they sued Diddy, it's possible that he had something to do with it. It's possible. But I can't say with 100% certainty, even if I know that he had something to do with it, but I will say that makes it possible. But I don't know that he participated in the freak-offs. I'll have to look into that and see. I'll have to look into that and see. Twin said, that man said it. You just said it. You said he participated, E-Man. I don't know if he participated. And I can't take your word for it. And there's nothing wrong with saying that you don't know something that you don't know. I really do. I kind of want to normalize that. If you don't know something, there's nothing wrong if somebody asks you a question that you don't know the answer to. There's nothing wrong with saying, I don't know. I'll look into it. I'll try to find out. But as I stand here right now, I don't know the answer to that question. That don't make you dumb or weak or stupid, or it might make you a little ignorant, because that's kind of the definition of ignorance. You don't have the knowledge and or information in that area. But ignorance is not always a bad word. It really just means you don't know. And if we can normalize, if you don't know, don't make something up. You know what I'm saying? You ain't been involved in like literally every situation on the planet. You ain't been involved in every situation on the planet. You call in with a story, just not any particular person. But let's say hypothetically you're a person and something happens and you got a story where you dealt with that. So, ooh, somebody drowned. My cousin drowned. Somebody fell off a building. My uncle fell off a building. Somebody got trampled by horses. My half brother got trampled by horses. Somebody got shot. I got shot. Somebody got hanged. My great grandfather got hanged. Somebody ran over a cop. My best friend ran over a cop when I was young. Like, you ain't got a story for every damn thing. Some stuff you just don't know. And there's nothing wrong with saying, I don't know. You don't have to create a story that makes you an expert in everything. I don't know. No, twin, I'm not taking your call. I gotta go. But there is nothing wrong with saying, I don't know. I've never been in that situation. I don't know anyone who's ever been in that situation. I don't know. Oh, so-and-so landed on the moon. My second cousin's girlfriend, who was my best friend, landed on the moon back when I was a kid. Stop it. Stop. How in the hell do you know somebody that's been in literally every situation imaginable? How? You don't know that many goddamn people. I got a friend that won a Grammy. My second cousin won a Grammy. Stop! So-and-so was murdered by the mob. One of my homeboys back in the day was murdered by the mob. You know literally everybody. You literally know every goddamn body. Oh. I don't know. I don't know. There's nothing wrong with I don't know. There's nothing wrong with I don't know. Y'all, I gotta get out of here. I was supposed to be somewhere at 5:30. I know I'm not gonna make it, but I won't be that late. I appreciate y'all. I'm sorry we didn't get to the Constitution. But hold on, let me show y'all. Maybe I can show y'all. I'm ready for, I think, I'm gonna still have to do a little bit of touching up, right? But I think, hold on, I gotta move over here. I'm ready. We gonna hit this Constitution. We're going to hit this Constitution. Man, we're going to get it in. Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. Yeah, we're going to get it in. We're going to start Article 2 tomorrow. The executive power shall be vested in a president of the United States of America. He shall hold his office during the term of 4 years, and together with the vice president chosen for the same term, be elected as follows. And we're going to go through the Constitution. All right? All right? We're going to do it. I was kind of prepared to do it. President of the United States. My uncle was president of the United States. No, he wasn't. You don't know, nigga. Your goofy ass. Nigga always think you know everything, nigga. Your uncle was not the effing president. Nigga, how you gonna tell me, nigga? Back when I was running the escort service, when I was a member of the organization while I was in jail and in the military, my uncle was the president, nigga. Okay, you might have me there. There's a lot going on, and you wouldn't make that up. So, okay, maybe. All right, y'all. I gotta get out of here. I'm sorry. I gotta get out of here. I'm gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna take one of these allergy pills. I'm gonna go where I got to go. I'm gonna calm down. And I will see y'all later. It's a wonderful day. Get out and enjoy the weather. Get out and enjoy the weather. All right? I'm just saying, you don't have to have a story for everything. Get out and enjoy the weather. Until next time, be the reason that somebody smiles today. I'm out, y'all. Peace.